Not all right.
Okay, so we are live. We are live. Precious, over to you.
Uh,
Okay, so are we starting now? Just
yeah, we're
Just give
live,
a
precious.
minute. Yes, we're live. Just give a minute so that I can send the link to
so it's going to take time, right, before we go. Okay, maybe you should just you're asking that way, Abby. Maybe you should come out. I'll come and meet you. Because I don't know these people there.
hello, Precious. We are live. You can start. We are live. You can start. We are live. Thank you.
Okay. So are we live now?
I think so, precious. Yes, please.
Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to today's class, today's session. I am Precious Idaho, and a certified practitioner of neuro-linguistics programming and results coach, and I'll be moderating the session for today. I think we already know the topic. We're going to be talking about how to fund your business, and
Yeah.
we have a wonderful speaker on board to take us through this topic. It's going to be a powerful session. I hope you're with your pen, with your book, to put down powerful notes. Okay, so I'll quickly introduce the speaker and then he'll come on board to begin the session. Okay, his name is Edward Esene. Edward is an award-winning and highly sought-after business startup coach, management consultant, digital expert, and tech evangelist. Is alumni for Startups UK, a global partner on Digital Skills Africa, is an SME expert and guest on Business Morning Channels TV. He has served as a consultant on the federal government UWIN project, Presidency Amnesty Program, BOY ESP and GES programs, TIP and VC4 Africa Mentor. He's also a global startup weekend mentor and judge. He works as a senior consultant at Kinetic Associates and co-founder of Plus Innovative Hub with 3 centers in Lagos State. Edward is a 2016 CGE New York Global Scholars Awardee on platform management and digital strategy. He was currently appointed as the IBM business partner in Nigeria, leading a team of tech consultants. Join me to welcome Mr. Edward Esene to take us on this topic. You can just clap in the comment section. All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
precious. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me. Apologies about the technical issues we've had. It should have been nice for me to present my slide, but I'll see what is possible after this session. I can do a summary and share with us so that we can take action. Again, thanks to Victoria and the team as Skill Factory Africa for having me at this clinic, this series. It's been an honor, a privilege to do this, and kudos to the entire team. Anyway, so me, I'm Edward, like Precious have said. I am an entrepreneur myself. I own a business, I run a business, I pay salaries, I file for taxes, I pay Loma, okay, NEPA, internet, fuel, and everything that comes with running a business in this country. And I've been doing that now for 10 years, right? Okay, that's Kinetic, that's our main business. Aside from being an entrepreneur, I'm also privileged to be a consultant, meaning I do a lot of training, teaching, strategy, financial advisory services, and business development services for a lot of businesses in Nigeria and a little of them outside of Africa. So my passion cuts across finance, technology, and strategy, right? So I want to talk to us today around finance, funding, how to get money. Um, these things are supposed to be obvious, but most of us don't know. We don't. How can I see comments or people? Can I go on, please? Is there where I can get feedback? Or I'm just here on my own by myself? Victoria, Precious, where are you? Hello? Okay, I don't know. So I'll just go on there. So, like I was saying, my interest goes around finance, technology, and strategy. And I've been privileged to work on several finance projects, technology projects, some strategy projects. Let me talk on some finance projects. Um, so after leaving the university in 2006 and serving in 2007 in Anambra, I got back to Lagos in 2008, and I had this teaching job at topmost international school in Maryland. Okay, I was there for like 3 6 months. I can't really remember. One thing led to another. I found myself in a finance company, and I found myself in a venture capital firm. That was the first time I was hearing anything VC, equity investment, equity funding, and I stayed there for a little over 3 years before I started my business. Maybe 3 years, but not up to 3 years, 2 years plus. I stayed with Big Plus Group there, the venture capital firm. So I was exposed to finance, to funding, to equity investment, as the case may be. Then fast forward to 2012, 2013, during the federal government UWIN project, I was one of the independent monitors with School for Startup on the UWIN project, UWIN 1 and UWIN 2 there. And I ended up being the zonal coordinator for Southeast as an independent coordinator, right? And so that also exposed me to finance, to funding, to how grant project works. Okay, then lastly, as a BDSP to some banks in Nigeria, business development service provider, and as a BDSP to BOI, I've been part of the JEF, Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund, and Youth Entrepreneurship Support, which is called ESP programs, to train, prepare, and de-risk startups, SMEs particularly, on assessing debt financing. So as it is now, I have some working knowledge of how equity investment work, how debt financing work. Thank you, Vicky. Okay, and how grants work, and we have some bit of results in that area. We have quite a number of success stories. So my challenge is being a finance guy that is no longer doing finance. Um, it breaks my heart to hear, see a lot of people that needs money don't have access to funding, don't have access to money. And on the other side, I have, like last week, the MD of a microfinance bank spoke to me. He said, Edward, I need good credit. I know you have a get funded community, but how many of your guys there can be qualified as good credit? Okay, the MD of a microfinance bank. So on one hand, there are people, banks, microfinance banks, investment manager that have funds they want to give out. They are not seeing qualified businesses to come access this money. Yeah. On the other hand, we have loads and loads, maybe millions of SMEs. At the last count, the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics and Smithon said we have close to 34 million, maybe less, maybe more MSMEs in this country. And if you gather any 10 small business owner, the number one challenge you'll be here is always money, is always funding. There are 6 basic challenges challenging most businesses in this country. 6. Okay, number 1 is access to funds. Money no dey, money no dey. Where una dey see this money, right? Baba cut soap for me now. Your side the bubble. That's the story. Okay. Number 2 is people problem. HR, people. How do I attract, retain, motivate the right talent? Okay. Number 3 is accounting, bookkeeping. A lot of small business owners don't know how to manage their money, how to keep their funds, how to keep records. Okay. Simple thing as gross margin, net margin, profit, revenue. It's a lot of science for a lot of people. That's number 3. Number 4 is systems and structure. Most small business owners don't have the right systems and structure. Okay, they can't leave their business, they can't travel. Okay, if they are sick, the business is sick. If they are on malaria, the business has malaria. Okay, we can't boast of transgenerational businesses that runs on SOPs, SLAs, okay, and people have manuals, they have JDs, they know what to do, there's performance metrics, okay, so there are no clear defined or written down policies and procedure. That's SOPs. Now, number 5 is marketing, okay. The business where no sell, no go grow. As simple as that. Businesses are big today by numbers because it's either you sell or you go home. Marketing and sales, okay, it is big, big, big. Okay, so these are the 5 challenges. Then lastly, we have technology and infrastructure. Okay, what do we do about road, about lights, okay, about insecurity? A lot of farmers in the north and some in the south can't go to their farmlands again. They can't farm, okay, because their life is at risk. So they are willing to abandon their livelihood, right? So these are the 6 mountains every small business owner face in this our country called Nigeria. So what have I done? I've looked at all the 6 and looked at the one that speaks directly to me. Funding, I've got some results, I've got some experience. I said, let's do something about helping more businesses access funds. Let's do something about it, Edward. So we have the get funded trainings. We've done quite a number of that since beginning of the year. We have more series. Like I said, it's now a crusade. I make no mistake about it. I take this thing passionately. I take this dearly. Yes, I get some little money from it here and there by facilitating credit for people, by getting a commission there, success fee here, documentation fee here. But more than facilitation and documentation and commissions, it is that pure, genuine interest to see that a viable idea, a good project or business does not die, does not go under for lack of funds. So my chance is to give my quest, my drive actually is to give your idea, your business a chance by connecting you to partners, by connecting you to funding, to financing, and helping you along the way. So I want to do something about the mismatch. The guy that has the fund is complaining, he can't see you, he can't find you, he can't lend to you, okay, and you that need the money, you can't access the money. So let's talk about the 2 kind of business in Nigeria from a finance standpoint. There are 2 kind of business in this country from a finance standpoint. There's one, the businesses that always needs money. My guy, how far now? Money not there, money there. If only somebody can give me loan or borrow me money or give me grant. You're always needing money, looking for money, chasing money. That's business A. Okay. Whereas there's some other business that we'll call business B. That money is always chasing. Okay. They're always calling you, don't you need this money? Come and take this fund. Come and take. So my challenge is I'd rather be a business B. I'd rather do what business B is doing. I'd rather know what business
Yes, sir,
B
you can go on.
knows.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you, Victoria.
You
Thank you.
you
I
can
can.
go
I
on,
can.
sir.
Yes, yes. Thank you. It's fine. Right. Thank you. So I'd rather do what a business B is doing. Know. Thank you, Samuel Ogomola. Know what a business A knows, right? And to be that business that money is chasing. Of every 10 business in a room, 8 is always looking for money, complaining that there's no money, finding money, looking money, chasing money. The other 2 are just positioned. Our money is chasing them. People are calling them. Oh, I think we need to collect this facility. We'll just approve this loan for you. Because the truth in finance, with the way banking work in this country, make no mistake about it, my friends. The banks lend, but they don't lend to startup. They don't lend to you and I because we don't meet a lot of their funding or lending criteria, right? So as companies mop up deposits. I was looking at the 2020 Q1 reports, 2021 Q1 report of First Bank in Nigeria. First Bank total deposit for Q1. I don't know if it is asset or deposit, but let's assume I didn't get it. Let's say it's deposit. About 6 point something trillion. Maybe it's assets. So let me go down a bit. Let's call it 100 billion total deposit in First Bank Group. What do you think they do with those deposits? Do you think they sit on it, they dance with it, they throw a party with it? As money comes into the bank, those money must be sent out. They must be lended or financing project at interest. Because if the money does not go out, the bank does not earn interest on it. So yes, the banks lend, but they also lend to small businesses, idea states, and startup. So two kind of businesses. You decide if you want to be the business that is always looking for money, always complain there's no money, or know what the second type of businesses do what the kind of things second businesses do, and let money chase you, let funding, let financing chase you. And a lot of them has to do with what I will be sharing in our session together today. Three kind of financing you need to survive in business, whether you're a small business, a middle, or a large scale. You need one, pre-operating capital or pre-seed or seed funding, pre-startup capital. Before you start the business, you need some sunk funds. You need to do a bit of branding, website, CAC, letterhead, office pay. You've not started making money. Those are your sunk funds. That's your startup fund. That's the startup capital. Okay, a lot of business don't even start because they don't have startup funds. Okay, then once you've started, you need the second level of capital or funding, which is called working capital, for you to remain in business, for you to keep running your operations and financing your expenses. You need working capital provision, working capital financing, overhead and salaries, all your business development expenses. There need to be working capital. Most business that don't start is because they don't have startup capital. Most businesses that start and die is because they run out of working capital or cash flow. While most businesses that have startup capital and working capital that don't scale, that never grow, is because they don't have the third level of funding, which is investment capital. As your business run and make money, there must be profit set aside. There must be some new cash inflow, whether from the promoters or additional investors, that can allow you to take on projects, to invest in assets, to grow, to expand. Once you don't have that kind of money, if you're a Dangote, all you just keep doing is selling sugar and cement. You don't have money to take on refinery, right? Those are growth capital, investment capital. So know these three capitals and know the stage where you are and go for them. So that you need a startup capital when you start, or you need a working capital when you're started and you're working, or you need a growth or investment capital. It's very, very important. Yeah. So let's go to funding and financing, and I'll walk us through the three kind of funds. There are actually four kind of funds you can access, but I'll start with three so that I don't confuse you, I don't confuse myself around the fourth one, which is called the mezzanine. Mezzanine is the hybrid finance instrument, which has a bit of debt, a bit of equity, or a bit of grant and a bit of debt, or a bit of equity and a bit of grant. So once you understand the three major sources of funding, and when you mix them, it's like mixing two draw soup, ogbono and okra. You don't turn native doctor. You are missing two different things. So that is the mezzanine. It's an hybrid finance instrument. And case in point, the Dangote refinery is using a mezzanine finance instrument. Okay, it has a bit of grant from the government, because of the impact it will have on the economy and our foreign exchange. It has a bit of loan, a bit of debt, a bit of grants, a bit of equity from existing investors. So that's a complex way to structure that kind of project, and that's the best because again, looking at it, one type of fund cannot cannot see that kind of gigantic project through. Okay, so that is me starting from the end, and I will talk about the other three that is available to us. Okay, of the three most important things needed to get see, funding is emotionless. Money does not have emotions. Money is logical, and getting it is like an open book secret. If you go to any bank in Nigeria or Bank of Industry, for instance, and you say you want to collect a loan, a facility, you need financing for anything, they'll give you a funding checklist. They give you a book, a sheet of paper, an A4 that says if you want to collect 10 million naira or 50 million or 1 billion, bring A, B, C, D, E, F, 1 to 10. When I see that kind of list, I laugh because that is an open book exam. I will give you this money if you give me your CSC documents, your cash flow, your auditor reports, your tax clearance, your business plan, and your financial plan. Then personal ID of your promoters, their notarization or tax clearance, and any other assets you have. When I see that document, the guy that wants to give you money is already telling you, guy, if you give me this, I'll give you money. So what I do is to establish contact before I need the money and to prepare, because I know that I'm running a business, I'm starting a business. I'm going to need funding. Nobody grows with their personal money. Not Bill Gates, not Elon Musk, not Jeff Bezos, not Warren Buffett, not Dangote. We will all need money from people, whether from the capital markets, IPO, you go IPO, okay, or from private investors, you give equity to your friends, okay, or you go raise debt at a cost from a financier. You only need additional money to grow, right? So if I know that I'm starting this business and I will need money, then I must put in the first thing required to getting funding, which is documentation. Documentation. Company registered, yes. Tax, yes. Auditor report, yes. 95% of businesses and business owners don't take their documentation, so we don't keep proper records, we don't paint our accounts, we don't issue receipts and invoices. We just run the business bacha bacha, kala kala, carelessly, and a lot of business in this country are not fundable by people. It's terrible. You are listening to a case. Yesterday, I got a message from, which I'm going to share with Victoria, from someone within the Lagos State government, and they are doing an investment round for businesses in Lagos, and they are calling for businesses. And she sent it to me. Okay, the day before, I got something from another contact of ours from AfriLab. You know, they're looking for businesses within Africa to fund, and the requirement is just the requirement. But 9 out of 10 does not have those things. And I'm thinking, on what basis will I give you my money? Guy, reason I'm now. If not you won't give me money, reason I'm. Do you just come? Your company is not registered, not even a business name. You don't want to have an account. So I want to give you 1 million or 2 million. How will I credit you? As you pay into your personal account? You don't even have a post-dated check. Some of us don't know what it means to have a current account now, and to have post-dated check on your name. And you can use that can give you 1 million, 10 million naira in this current Nigeria. I know the risk of giving out post-dated check. I know if you default on your obligation, the check may be lodged and you face up to 2 years. Or if you get to that, anyway. But I'm just telling you pure truth. You can't really get money without appropriate level of documentation. It's not. I have run a business for over 10 years, Kinetic, and I've run a bad business with Kinetic, because 10 years ago, Kinetic was registered as a business name. It's still a business name. Okay, 10 years ago, I don't know what I know now. I was just, how old was I? I left university at 22. I served at 23. I worked for 2.5 years. I started. So at 25, I was already running the business, right? And I don't know what I know now. But after Kinetic, which is the only business name I have like 3 or 4 other companies, limited liability. Some of them 3 million share capital, 5 million share capital. Yeah. And I'm running those businesses with understanding, common sense. My records are intact. I know where to go. I know where to talk to. I know the document they will ask for. So I'm prepared. I have pre-qualification. In finance, we call it pre-qualification. You pre-qualify yourself before you appear. I know what the guy will ask me for. So I'm ready. My records, my books are clean. And I can attract those funding. Documentation is key. Number 2 is information. Knowing that there's even money. It was surprising when we were doing the UN project and you talk to some people, oh, somebody don't collect 8 million, another person don't collect 10. Who be that? You sure? Is it real? Until that project ended, the 3-4 years it ran, some people didn't believe that the government was giving people 5, 8, 10 million. Either they didn't know, or they knew they didn't act, or they were just doubting Thomas's. Okay, and we had people in my church, in my house, my family, my brothers, siblings, friends, colleagues, that made a kill, that got that money. Information is not in the mass market again. Information is in clusters and communities. You need to join the right community so that when opportunities break, you can take advantage. Not that you are in limbo, you're asking, oh, what is NERA? What's NISTRA? Are they giving money? The federal government just started awarding 750,000 personal COVID relief fund. I have people that collected the first batch. I have people that they are on name on the second batch that will collect. Okay? But you don't even know. You didn't hear about it, or you heard it, you just feel it's one of those government. Yeah, it's one of those government things. But see, collect. You need it. How about NISA, the 2.3, 2.5 million naira? There are several windows, several opportunities. BOI has, if you go to BOI website, you see pocket and pocket and pocket of funding opportunity for creative, for fashion. I'm not saying getting it is easy. That is another thing. Funding in Nigeria is tough. That's the truth. But the money is there. Why is it even tough? It's tough for 2 major reasons. Number 1, because of the demand and supply. There is more people needing money. Even the Nigerian government is broke. They are looking for money. How much more you don't go to? It's just billionaire in asset and stock exchange. If stock market goes like this, the way this richest man in the world, how the thing used to move. It's not paper money now. It's valuation. Can we be serious with ourselves? As market fundamentals move, Jeff Bezos can overtake Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett can overtake Elon Musk like that. It's stock market and valuation. Do they have $25 billion in their pocket as cash? No. It's stock. And they can't withdraw that money. That money is public money, because if they withdraw it like that, the market will react and everything will go down. All right, so you need to know this and know peace, my friends. So where was I again? Because I'm looking at the time. And I want to be able to take a question. Let's make this thing very, very practical. Information. 3 things you need to get money. Documentation. You need to clean out. If you've made error or mistake on your current business, incorporate another one. There's no point. Start again. This is the business. This is entrepreneurship. It's not academics. Start again. Go online. Register your business 10K, 15K, and do the proper thing with that business. Position that business to attract funding and grant. Or register another limited liability company. Okay? Get your papers and documentations intact for the days where you will need money, where you will need support. Even if it is Father Christmas that is aiming to ask you, he will ask you to show something, to prove something, right? It is very, very important. Then number 2, like I said, is information. A lot of us don't know. You go to BOI's website, you see fund for creative industry, fund for fashion industry, fund for automobile industry. They have a new fund that they are working on that somebody in BOI told me, fund for renewable energy. Yeah? Maybe it's easy for me because I'm a bit in the finance space, my ears into the ground. I have a lot of network. I have friends that are head of SME fund in banks in this country. And some of them, they weep when they are going for MPR, monthly performance review. They say, Edward, you've not helped me. My GDM is going to eat me. My ED is going to kill me. my regional head is going to swallow me out because I didn't meet my disbursement target. I have money to give out, but I didn't see businesses to give out. Edward, 2 weeks ago, we did ₦1 million short-term facility for somebody, referral link up and everything. And then we did ₦5 million LPO financing and it is a lot LPO for a project, and some other person has said, oh, I have 200 million to invest. I want to do this. Oh, can I take it? What can you do? All sorts of opportunities, but you need to have that information for you to take advantage, either on debt or grants or whatever. Then the last one is relationship. Oh, relationship. Documentation, information, and relationship. When people say, oh, bring your bank statements, or microfinance bank say you need to run the account for 3 to 6 months before we give you, or let's see your TH, transaction history. They want to see your relationship, how you handle money. When relationship is low, trust is low, documentation will be high. If you don't know me and I don't know you, you've not met me, I've not met you, you can't call me up and say you need ₦1 million for something. When we're starting Plus Innovation Hub, somebody called me and said, I want to give you ₦3 million. Just tell me how much shares you give in Plus Innovation Hub. One of my very big senior mentors, she's a lady. If I mention her, some of you know her, right? Relationship, no agreement, no documentation. See, the both of us can get ₦50 million from the same bank at 2 different interest rates. Is relationship. Relationship supersede. She can't ask me to bring LPO, bring contract, bring correct. No. When relationship is solid and trust is high, documentation will reduce. Agreement, MOU, contract, security, collateral. Somebody that knows somebody can say, guy, how far can you, I beg, if I get like 10 million from my hand, you go don't send the money, say before you ask and say, what you want is and do when you go return them. Because on a jail. So my advice is 3, as we go, take your documentation very seriously, right? Number 2, put your ears to the ground. There are opportunities. I have people in my Get Funded community that we started many years ago. They typically win 1 or 2 grants every year. It's just like their birthrights. They have they just know the rules. Even people in my office, they have money in cryptocurrency today. They are buying cars, changing apartments, traveling out. Because if it is grants, we have results. We know what it is. I mark and I review several grants. But if I'm marking or working on a grant project and already have the scoring evaluations, then I cannot teach you or show you what to do because that is conflict of interest in ethics, right? But for the ones that I'm not a consultant on, I'm not a marker or reviewer of applications, then of course I can tell you if it's a grant, this is the idea, this is what they score for. It's not entirely same for same, but my guy, it is close, it's similar. If it is debt, there's nowhere to go on debt. It is the 5 C's of credit. Almost all debts financing, that is interest, raising principal to pay back interest over a period of time from a financier, okay, is evaluated based on the 5 C's of credit. And these are open book stuff. So I know that I will be judged based on character, competence, collateral, conditions, and contribution. These are the 5 C's. I will prepare or package you for those 5 C's, right? This is important. Yeah, and grants is the same thing. And equity investment is the same thing. They are pre-qualifying criteria that you will be judged and evaluated on. So the best bet is to meet those, tick those boxes before you appear. Prepare yourself very well. So again, let me go to my advice. Put your documentation inside. If you can't get it right with your current business, then your only hope is to use your money to finance yourself or hope for grants. Yeah, hope for grants. Yeah. 2, put your ears to the ground. Join communities, join clusters, join associations. Okay, and na lie that they give, they no give. Apply. It no go cost you anything. Send in your entry, send in your concept note, put in your draft, put in your business plan, put in your pitch deck. Or you see one day you get an email, there's a congratulations, you want $10,000 or something. Apply to help in my community. Our target is 3 to 5 grants every year. It's part, it's a must. Some of them apply more than that. They get one, they get two, and some of them $100,000. I'm telling you, some of them $50,000, some of them $30,000. I'm telling you, right? So, hey, put your ears to the ground, join the right association, join the right community, and get this information and act on it. Then, lastly, build relationship. If I will need money, which I know I will need money, either personally or business, then I want to know people that have money more than me. I want to have access to. So what have we done? We've created a relationship with head of SME funds in banks, in BOI, LSTCF, anywhere they give money, go and ask, you meet my name on their door, Edward or Kinetic, you meet us there. We have a relationship across board. We negotiate cheaper costs, cheaper interest for some of our clients across board. Okay? We get faster turnaround time in facilitating credit for some people across board. And this is 10 years on this journey, right? So I understand. But you see, it's better for you to know an HNI, an angel investor, a family friend, a big uncle, a uncle in your church, in your community, in your estate, that can give you or borrow you or take risk on you with that 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. That is why people join Lagos Country Club. That's why people go to Boat Club, Kogi Golf Club, JC, Rotary, Full Gospel Businessman Fellowship. Okay, when I was coming to Lagos, where I was in the police barracks in Ikeja, my dad is a retired police officer, and I was coming back to Lagos after service in 2008. I finished FUTA Geology, my first degree, 2006. I served in Anambra 2007. I came back 2008, and I heard about Full Gospel Businessmen. I got two locations, one in Egbeda, one in Sheraton. All everyone doing the Full Gospel Businessmen in Egbeda. Sorry, I joined the one in Sheraton. And I know the kind of people I met there, in those kind of meetings and the experience. That was the first time in my life I was even stepping into Sheraton. And you get to a point and say, "Oh, everybody introduce themselves. What do you do? What do you do?" Over a cup of bread and tea or coffee or breakfast or whatever. And you shoot your shots. You're not coming there to beg or to tag anybody, but you're coming as a young person that has prospect and you have possibilities. You need a bit of help and support here and there. Okay, relationship is important. Relationship has helped me. Most of the big projects that I've done, either with Google or Facebook, most of the few projects I've been able to do outside of the country, traveling out in business class, all my heavyweight account, working recently with the Lagos State government on a retreat, on a program, has been based on relationship. So do not joke with relationship and make relationship with people that have money. There's nothing bad in that. So that when you are saying you need 10 million, 20, somebody can say, "Come and see you tomorrow." Some of my friends know my story with Dr. Gabriel Becho Renoi, how my relationship with him in Daystar, being in the Daystar business community and having a Google project in 2016 that was about going bad. Google project, fantastic project, big amount of money, but we didn't see that startup capital to initiate. So we're on the verge of losing the project. I've gone left, right, everywhere, did everything I could. I didn't get the money, even with everything that I thought I knew there in finance. Okay, and at the last shot, I reached out to Dr. Gabriel Beche for the 5 million naira. He gave me, asking some few questions, just taking that risk. And we moved on from Google 3 years to Facebook 2 years to IBM, and the rest that they say is history. That relationship that gave me money, that money launched me, into so many other things. So please take these three things very seriously. Finally, as I begin to wrap up, so the three kind of funds are grants, debt, and equity. You need to know the type you need. You need to know the stage of your business and the one that suits you. I think for starting, grant is advised at idea stage. You don't have MVP, you don't have product market fit, you don't have samples. Just stay with grants or promoters fund. Apply for grants. Okay. And there are a lot of grant opportunities now, especially around fintech because of COVID, edutech because of COVID, health tech because of COVID, and agri-tech because of food security. These are the four hottest verticals for grants today in this country. In fact, it is fintech, agri, education, and health. Anything you are doing around that in those 4 lanes is very difficult. It's very easy to get grants, to get funded, right? And those opportunities, all you need to do is, for instance, for grant, is to have a good concept note and a good pitch deck. If I see a pitch deck that will win grants, I know. From being a mentor with Visit for Africa, from being a judge at Startup Weekend, I just know. From working on the UN project, reviewing TEF grants, several things. And recently we did a Nexus Nigeria. I saw an idea when I was marking. I said, this one go chop them. The idea, the pitch, the presentation, this one. And they won it top 3. They won it. The solution is around securing farmland and from cattle and herdsmen intrusion. If the cow come, alarm go beep. If they come closer, the thing will shout louder to scare them. If they don't stop and come closer, it will deaf the cows. If they go further again, it will blind them. And fantastic solution, because we're looking for how technology can use to solve our local issues. How can we use technology to solve power issues, to stop road, corruption, infrastructure, elders, farmers, clerk, banditry, insecurity? Answer me. You provide a solution, you charge the money. So money is looking for this kind of non-debatable, viable, pioneer status idea. Okay, that's grants, right? Then we have debt. So you start with grant, you scale with equity, and you grow with debt. At equity stage, you're looking at angel investors, family and friends that can lend you money, borrow you money, dash you money, or get a piece of equity in your business. Or you just go to Lagos Angels Network by your guys, Mr. Tommy Davis, and several other business angels around. And there are resources of several angels and what they are doing. Etana, several. We have a directories that I can share with you, right? So you start with equity, you scale. You start with grants, you scale with equity, and you grow with debt. At debt level, you now go and borrow because you have good cash flow, you have repayment structure, you have corporate governance, right? Then you can go to. Again, there are some specialized MSME funds from BOI, BOA, LSTCF, CBN, NISA fund. Again, we have a directory. And I'm working on my book, just so I mentioned that, which is also titled Get Funded. Okay, so I have a book on personal branding, which I did during the lockdown. It's called Crowded. It's been finished, but I've not been able to review everything and send it to my editor. Okay, I have another book on technology, which is Digital Majority. Digital Majority talks about talks about my work with Google, experience around search engine, what we've done nationwide on the Google Digital Skills Project, my work with Facebook on the Boost with Facebook project as a co-partner with Digivate, and now a project member with IG Hub. So I have a bit of experience from search, working with Google, a bit of experience with socials, working with Facebook, and to wrap it up with IBM, doing some high tech jobs. So I've wrapped up all of those experiences in Digital Majority, how businesses can position online and make sales and gain huge visibility. Then I have a training around that. It's called Findability. Findability is my SEO training on how you can generate lead and make sales quickly, easily online. I don't like people being broke or being stranded or not knowing what to do, when you can position and get just being in demand, just being in demand. Yeah, then my third book is this funding finance. We'll get tons and tons and tons. Like I told in the last 3 weeks, we've done 1 million, we've done 5 million. And we're doing another kind of, so people come and say, how do I get money? Where do I get money? Who will fund me? Who will lend me? Just get the book or join the community. I curate and publish funding opportunities on a daily, weekly basis as they come, from SMIDAN, from EDC, from anywhere, everywhere, locally, globally, and just tell people this is an opportunity for you. Act, do something. So I'm putting up that again into a book, and maybe hopefully again into a course, right, in the future, right? So, parting shots, my friends. Money there, make no mistake about it. Money should be looking for you. Do not be business A. There's always chasing money, looking for money, complain about money. Be the business be. Be the business be. That money is always chasing. That your relationship is trusting you, liking you, and people are willing to just give you money to do your project, to do your work. If you think Nigeria is tough, Nigeria is hard, you are right, and it is. But if you think that Nigeria is good, I have a friend, I've not built my house, the guy is building his third house. I used to go to his site to pray, to receive vision, and I said, Baba, cut so from how are you doing it? Is it to educational services? People are cutting out, people they travel. I say it's into human trafficking. Every day, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., people they travel to Europe, go school. Nigeria is all looking for a way to leave this country with 2 million or less, or between 2 million to 5 million. That guy will package you out. And people they waka, and he's making it. In my house, I just did our lights in our estate got bad, so I just switched to solar because the battery is to be charged by NEPA, but NEPA has been silly, so we went solar. Had to save up some money. I never even pay finish a relationship. My instrumental payment 1.8. I said, Baba, I beg, take this. The other one will be spread them. If that was available to a lot of people, then we should have been investing our sunlight. In Nigeria, we use our sun 33 degrees Celsius every day to sell ice cream and cold water. Whereas there should be a panel on everybody's roof. And yet we are complaining, say, we've overtaken Congo as the country in the world without electricity, the number one country in the world with less than 25% of the people connected to power. Nigeria never generated 10,000 megawatts before. Okay, but this my friend Toba of Medcom is driving his third car. He's traveling round and round and going around, connecting people to solar inverter and panel. So people who have commercialized the problem of this country, that's what I have to say. I guess some people will say the challenge of this our country favor them, my guy, and they are maximizing it. So I don't know, but this is my charge to you. That there's money for you. Let's put our record intact. Let's put our ear to the ground for information, and let's build the right relationship. Let's join the right cluster, like Skills Factory Africa. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm open to take your question. I'm open to take your questions. I hope I can help, guide you, support you to really. I love the joy when you say your fund has been approved or it has been disbursed. Then my job is done. It's not talk, it's not seminar. I can look at your cash flow and tell you to change this because your cash flow will undergo sensitivity analysis. It's going to be slacked. So I can tell you what to slack it before you get to the finance guy that will slack it. And tell that, oh, sorry, you don't qualify for the loan. I know what they will ask for. So we'll slack it before it gets to him. So that he will see, we'll let him see what we want him to see. And we'll say approved. At that point, my job is done. It's not seminar. I like to get into the room with you, look at your pitch there, look at your concept note, look at your business plan, give you feedback, tell you what I think. I don't claim to have all the answers. I have a ratio in that book. I call it 352. Just to be sincere with you. Of every 10 grant application we send in, 5 come back successful. That's the highest rate in this country. Ask Chioma of Accounting Hub. I supported her. She did a review on me in 2001 when I came to her church to do grant session for them. And she has won grants based on that. So for every 10 grant application we send in, a lot of them will fail or fall by the wayside, but 5 come back successful. Yeah, 50% is the highest anywhere in this country. Ask anybody. Yeah, the 3 is debt. If I write to BOI or a bank and will go to the 5 C's of credit, 7 will fall by the wayside, 3 will come back successful. It is what it is. We'll just facilitate and increase the chance. Then the last one is 2, equity. If I talk to some HNI, some investors that want to stake 1 million, 10 million, 20 million in your business, if you guys disagree and agree, you get to an equity valuation and they give you money, you give them shares in your business. If you do 10 equity push, 2 come back successful. So that looks like my formation, right? Like I'm Thomas Tuchel coaching Chelsea. I bet what will they play now? Say Leicester never beat us, so I'm a Chelsea fan. And the formation is 5-3-2. Yeah. So 5 success rate, 50% on grants, 3 on debt, 2 on equity. So that's my story. Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you, Victoria. I'm done, and we can take questions now.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I had a little bit of network issues from my end, but I got most of what
Yeah.
you said, and I feel like this webinar is. I sorry. Let me, for other people that have joined this webinar, I don't think it's for you or people that are going to catch the replay. This webinar is specifically for me. Like, I don't
Wow.
even mind going to watch it again. I want to say thank you because you were very you were able to communicate in very simple and clear terms and very practical things as well you shared. I mean, I run a business and an
Yeah.
edtech for that matter. And I've been thinking, how do you navigate? And some of the issues that the community members have been asking as well is, how do people who want to scale our business, how do we get funding? And you've given us huge answers to that. I don't know if you answered Samuel on how we can join your community, because I know that
No, I've
other
not.
people who are also going to be watching the
I've not.
replay would like to know. And I also want to know. But before then, maybe you can just take the answers as all together. You mentioned relationship, and I know that that's
Okay.
one big indicator
Yeah.
of raising funds, whether for a non-profit or
Mm-hmm.
for a business.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
how do
Yeah.
we balance it, knowing that these people that you want to build a relationship with, they are wise, like, in the sense that they might know that you're coming close to them because of something you want to get from them. Maybe funding, you're
Yeah.
building a relationship with a high top person or whatever, because you want to leverage that relationship. How do we balance it such that we're presenting ourselves from a power position,
Yeah.
that can
I
help
like
us
I like
get the
that, the power
funding that we
position.
need?
So the advice is exactly. So the advice is to go build relationship genuinely, not because of what you seek to get, but rather what you can even give in the first instance. So anybody,
Mm,
everybody, no matter how highly placed they have gaps, they have needs in their life. If you're a
mm,
sincere person, you want to observe those needs and look for how you can first of all add value.
yeah.
And it's not a pattern, it's not a now thing. It can be up to two,
Mm,
3 years, 4, 5 years when you've gone through all the forming, norming, storming, and all the stages of building that relationship. Now there's trust. Okay. And
mm,
value must have
mm,
also gone out of you for you to receive value. Just that because you want to
absolutely.
collect 10 million from somebody, on what basis? If not, you are a
Mm,
fraud. So go genuinely. Yes, you need money, but that will not be at the first instance. Go genuinely, be interested in the person, ask questions. Go genuinely,
mm,
go informally. Go informally,
mm,
go informally. Like what the person like. Um, talk about sports, about perfumes, about books, about travels. Once you strike a chord with people over an intelligent conversation, when there's rapport,
mm,
then there will be exchange of mutual value. Then the person says, "Oh, young man, what do you do? What are you into?" "Oh, I do interiors." Beautiful. It may not give you money, it can give you access. It can give you,
mm,
oh, I have someone that's building an estate. I think when I did my solar, that my friend that is using the state house, okay, there's a lady that works with me on an advisory basis. I took her like this to the guy's site and I said, "Ebenezer, ọmọ tó máa ṣe gbogbo ilẹ̀kùn ilé ẹ̀ lélẹ̀." Relationship, access. I didn't give her money now, but I know how much she will make a kill from the whole house, all the doors and windows and wardrobes and cabinets and everything. Relationships. So sometimes again, it will
absolutely.
just be that access, it will just be that advice. It is not just about the money first, right? But the money may eventually
Mm,
come if you need it and you genuinely ask for it. Some people need money, they don't ask. Imagine if I have not asked Dr. Obeche for that 5 million naira 2016. Though I have the relationship, I didn't ask. And the relationship didn't happen that year. It has been in the pipeline,
built over time.
right? Yeah, over time, yeah. So that's what I
Wow.
think it is. Thank you, Samuel.
Samuel says this webinar is God sent for me. I'm in a state of confusion right now, but God answered my silent prayer this evening. Amazing. This is such a great
Thank you.
testimony. And we also want to know, sir, how we can join your community, because I see that someone else is asking how we
Yeah.
can access the
So,
ongoing
so, so
grant.
the challenge for me is, for now, the community is a paid community, is a premium community. It is on a yearly subscription basis because there's a lot of value there. Apart from
Mm-hmm.
working with everybody as a group, I also work with people case on case, so I can reach out to you and say, do you really need money? This funding thing, if you don't need money, no raise. Everybody say I need money. But when it's time for you
I
to
need
apply
money,
for a
oh.
1 billion naira, Victoria, when it's time to apply for a 1 billion naira loan, your hand will be shaking. You're like, are you sure?
Ah.
1 billion? Do I need it? What do I want to do with it? Is it not too
Uh,
much? They're like, okay, bring your auditor reports. Let's come to your site. Let's come and visit your house. Bring your Loma bill.
mm,
Bring your power bill. All those background
mm.
check, KYC. You now be checking. A lot of people chicken out of the process. Like, my brother, you know what? I think I should just, I think I do it. I don't need money. I'll go for grants. I remember
Wow.
we're doing BOI in BOI Jeff and ESP. I was one of the North Central coordinators. So we had Abuja, Kogi, Benue. We didn't go to
Mm.
Benue. There was no flights in. We did only the states in North Central that there were direct flights in, or flight to Abuja, then a road. So we're in the Abuja NYC camp, Jeff, for coppers, 2 million naira. Collateral is debt financing, 9%. Then you will drop your certificate as collateral. So as you are graduating, haven't come to say, you want to sign up to be an entrepreneur. You go to the training, package your business plan, we'll help you. At the end of everything, BL will give you the 2 million naira against your certificate and 2 personal guarantor. My sister, on the last
Wow.
day of the training, when people were signing to leave their certificates, a lot of people were getting calls from their uncles, from their parents. So I remember a kid,
Ah.
the guy mom was crying on the phone. Samuel, work
Ah.
by me. Overdrop
Ah.
certificates, only 2 million naira. Work by me. Sure, go need the whole buy. Sure, kill the for over share mommy. Oh, she graduate lower share.
Wow.
Samuel, work by me. That's what I'm saying. That's how even the system is not supporting him to be entrepreneurial. The fear of that
Mm.
risk of borrowing and not being able to
True.
pay. But how about if the business doesn't work? How about if it fails? What do I stand to lose? I won't be able to go to my masters. I'll not be able to get a job. I won't get my certificate. I won't be able to get my NYC
Mm.
discharge letter. Everything is almost a risk. Those are the issues sometimes when it comes to serious funding processes. So some people just chicken out. And in that instance, some people say, you know what, I think I got clarity. I got value. I don't need the money. I can take up because again, there are a
Mm.
lot of businesses we can do. There are a lot of things you can get in a very there's what we call consulting financing. It was Heritage Bank that started it. You would think you need money. You go to Heritage Bank for loan, right? And
Mm.
they will sit down with you and walk you through why you didn't need money and what else you can do in that your business, unlocking the blocks in your supply chain, and your business will
Mm.
make money and they've not given you money.
Wow.
Do you understand? So the bank is de-risking businesses by not taking a risk on them, but helping them generate this, like helping the state government to generate IGR and not wait for federal allocation. Do you understand? So a lot of businesses really don't need to borrow at a cost, at a burden, when they can look inward and look at what works, how they can raise that money
Mm.
internally. So our community is some just so I mentioned that is 50K a year, 50K for 1 year. So that's what it takes
Okay.
to join the community. A lot of people that joined 2019 didn't pay for 2020 because of COVID. So I just took that social, my church mind, just okay, guy, you know what? Your business suffered. My own, our co-workspace didn't make 1 naira. All that COVID period. My training and travel too was cut down. Thank God for
Mm.
online and digital. We had Facebook. We moved our Facebook boost with Facebook project with IG up. We're able to start doing it online. Thank God for my organ on the project, Daniel and Bestie. They were able to give me some allowance and pay me at the end of the project. So 2020 was what it was, and I just felt okay, everybody have one more free year. But for people that
Wow.
are getting the one free year, it's understandable because of COVID. But the new guys that are joining now, we are making sure but there's value there, there's information, there's opportunity, there's working with you to get funded, either grants or debt or equity. And we get tons. Like yesterday, day first day I got one. I'm going to share that with Victoria to send to you guys. Yesterday I got another
Okay.
one from the Lagos State government. Typically, I don't do this. I just make sure that it's who that has paid me for that value that I'm also giving value to. I publish tons and tons of opportunities and information in that community for
Okay.
businesses and business owners to act on, and we have quite a number. So, just for the sake of this session, I'm going to share this last two with you. And eligibility, see if it
Thank you
fits your
so
profile.
much.
If your business need that kind of money, then you can take advantage.
Mm.
Yeah, and some in edutech or fintech, or as they come, I'll just share. The next thing you look at eligibility. Do I qualify? Do I fit into this funding request? If the answer is
Mm.
yes, documentation. Put in your best foot. When we mark grants or debt financing or equity, there are a lot of jacka nonsense, useless application. No,
Wow.
even if they want to give it to 200 people or 10, out of 1,000 entries, about 800 will be nonsense. So you don't want to put it in
Wow.
nonsense, because your business plan, your concept note, or your pitch deck is your pitch document. You want to put in something
Mm.
clear, something exciting, something convincing. You are making a case. You are not in the room to defend yourself, but to talk about your business. So to proceed
Absolutely.
with you, to give or not to give, that decision is made
Mm.
based on whatever you are saying or not saying. Do you understand?
Mm.
It's
Mm.
based on whatever you are saying or not saying. It's as simple as that. So
Wow. I mean, with this, I'm definitely going to slide into your DMs, permission to do that, because I like I told them while I was publicizing it on the group. I told them, you see, I'm not going to ask anybody, do all the paparazzi of the webinar invite and all of that. If you want to join, join. This is our money here,
mhm,
and
mhm,
it's even about for me too. I would not force anybody, because this is basically something that you are giving on a platter of gold. I know that people
mhm,
pay you heavily for this. I told them you
mhm,
consult for you know, big time organizations and all of that, but you're willing to give
mhm,
all of these things for free without
mhm,
holding
mhm,
back. And I must say that thank you so much. I'm also
thank
going to
you.
be joining your community. I would also publicize
Thank
it
you.
if there are further information that you have, so that I can put it up
Yeah.
on the community where we have a lot of persons there. And they are also
Mm,
definitely going to catch the replay as well.
yeah.
So that we
Thank
can
you.
have more people get the information that they need. Because, like you said, there
Yeah.
is money. I mean,
There's
I
money.
don't see
There is.
why I should be spending my money to be doing some of this heavy. I'm a young girl and I'm using all the money I'm supposed to be. Not like it's bad, but I mean,
You
if
now, you should
the
be chopping
resources,
grants. There's a
I
lady in
mean,
our hub. There's a lady in our hub that just finished a 2 month training. AVDEC. She
mm,
just finished a 2 month training for women in fashion, sponsored by
wow,
GIZ. I think thirty
wow,
thousand euros. 30,000 euros.
$30,000.
Victoria, people they chop this money.
People are
No,
eating,
not
and then
GSD. Euros, euros, euros,
okay,
euros.
euros, okay, wow.
Yeah, euros.
Please, I'm
Yes,
not letting you
euros.
go,
Yes,
sir. I
thirty
don't know for
thousand
every other
euros.
person watching this, but I do hope that everyone watching
We
this,
have,
whether
we
you're
have.
catching the replay or not, you please take on this opportunity
Uh,
and do everything you need to do to connect with Mr. Edward. Yes, sir, you were saying something.
yeah. So I think for someone like you, too, you need to position and chop this money. You need to collect.
I
These
need to
things are
collect,
there.
Abby.
Yeah. You can, for instance,
Amazing.
yes, for instance, if you have ladies or women in your group, we can package
Mm,
a syndicate debt financing for them, like a
wow.
cooperative, either from this my microfinance bank MD that is looking for
Mm,
good credit, or for one of my
mm,
bank that have a facility for women, but the women must be
mm.
in group. They must either they are anything aside they are in group, a group of
Part of a
5 or 10.
community.
You know, that bank will give
Mm,
them money and everybody can use it. So
mm,
yes, yes, so there are a lot of opportunities here and there, here and there, here and there. As bad as this country
mm.
is, it's also as good as it is. We're not in an ideal or perfect situation, but there are a lot of opportunities. Sincerely, there are loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of opportunities. So what I want to do, I just
Amazing.
want to be the middle guy. I just want to match you and match you correctly and say, I know the guy that has the money. I know the guy that has the business. Hey guys, let's meet. Let's talk. You know,
Amazing.
that's
Amazing.
just it. I used to manage a fund
Amazing.
before I stopped. In Nigeria, our NPL, non-performing loan, CBN said it should not be. up to 40%, but it's a little bit more than that.
Mm,
My personally,
mm,
when I was doing lending myself, and I had about 120 million in my portfolio, as Edward, we used to have Kinetic Angels Network, and a lot of people, including my elder brother, then invested. I ran that business aground, you know, from making bad decisions, people borrowing and not paying, and a lot of things that I didn't know that I now know now. But because of also
mm.
my mind, recovery, once loan has gone by, you have to initiate recovery. You have to go to some people's house and remove the roof of their house, remove their roof of their door. You have to go
Yeah.
to court or bring mopo. You have to present your check and damn the consequences. But when I check all those
Mm,
kinds in my mind, no career, man. Say because the person borrowed 10 million, and now you have to go and shame the person in their place of work, their church, or publicly, or give them an order of arrest or notice to court. You have to go dirty. You have to fight. And I could not. And my mind not carry all those. I could not. I had to leave it. You know. And there are recovery agents. There are recovery agencies that go for bad loans because default is there. People collect money and they mess it up, either deliberately or ignorantly. But it is what it is. There's risk even to the financier, and they must protect themselves. So I haven't looked at all sides. I just decided to just be in the middle and help people to get this money so that I will not lose my sanity.
great, great. Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said earlier, for everything that you shared, we're so grateful.
Thank
I
you.
see
I'm going to do.
Samuel said we
I'm going
must
to
join
do.
the community.
I'm going to do a recap. I'm going to do a summary
Okay,
and
okay,
put
please.
everything more and just share with you to share with everybody. Maybe on your page or on the YouTube page. I don't know, but I'm going to just do a little recap.
We have a community on
And
Telegram as well and an app, so we can share
yes,
it in
yes,
both
yes.
platforms.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Thank you so much. We're grateful on behalf of Skill Factory
Thank
Africa
you.
and the team and every single person. We want to say thank you, and we look
Thank
forward
you.
to being
Thank
part of
you.
your community as well. Thank you,
Not a
sir.
problem. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank
Kudos
you.
to Precious and everybody, and very
Thank
active
you.
Samuel. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Bye. Do have a great
Bye.
weekend.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. I'm certain that we got value from this. I would just encourage you to go through the videos again. I'm just going to be leaving it for a couple of hours. So if you know anyone who is supposed to, get a lot from this that have been shared, please send the link to them. Invite people to join. We're having another powerful webinar on Monday by 6 p.m. And I'm looking forward to seeing every single person here. There's a whole lot happening as Q Factory Africa. We're launching our app very soon. The website is ongoing. I mean, it's it's a multi-million dollars investment that we're putting up all together for you, and we're looking forward to having you be a part of it so that whether you're a business person, a social innovator, a 9 to 5 chick or boss or professional, whatever it is, whatever industry you operate in, you definitely need certain skills to thrive. And that is what Skill Factory Africa is committed rather to bringing to your burners. So we look forward to partnering with you. Just make yourself available when you need to. And yeah, someone said we got value. Thank God. I'm glad that you did. Monday, Samson, and every single person who joined. Thank you and do have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.